Hey everyone, I just thought I'd make this quick video showing you how to remove a crank pulley on a Subaru EJ20 or EJ25 or any other Subaru in this configuration. So what you're supposed to use is the factory tool where it locks in there and there, and it locks the crankshaft. I'll put a link in the description so you can see what the factory tool looks like, but just in case you don't have that tool, I'll show you how to do it today without anything special. So what you want to start by doing is removing the radiator. Chances are if you want to remove your harmonic balancer, you would be draining your coolant because you want to address your cam belt or something in that vicinity. But just in case you're upgrading to an aftermarket crank pulley or harmonic balancer and you don't want to drain the coolant, what you can do is you can just remove the radiator fans. So you can just pull out these fans. They're just held on by the bolt there. Those 4 bolts there, and they're just clipped in here. So what you would do is just disconnect the electrical connectors and just pull out the fan and the overflow bottle if you don't want to drain the coolant. But as I said earlier, if you are pulling out the crank pulley, chances are you would be doing the cam belt. So this is how you do it without any special tools. So you need an additional helper. They will have to put the vehicle in gear, 3rd or 4th gear, and then they'll have to put their foot on the brake and really hold the brake. So you got to put some firm pressure on it. While they're doing that, you'll open the crank pulley bolt, which is a 22 mm. So this is what you need. You need a big power bar and that 22 mm socket. And obviously if you were removing the radiator, I'll quickly just put in a time lapse so you can see what that looks like. You would need a 10 mm and you would also need a 12 mm socket. Generally speaking, the 10 mm would be to remove the top cover here, the plastic cover, and the 12 would be used to open the alternator and the brackets that hold the radiator. And I tend to leave the alternator belt and the AC compressor belt in place, as it kind of benefits the crank pulley and it kind of holds it in place. You could choose to do either way. And also another point is I have the vehicle jacked up at the moment. I've done this quite a few times, so I know exactly how to do it. But if this is your first time doing it, I would recommend putting the vehicle back on the ground, putting all the wheels back on the ground, and then holding the brake with the vehicle in gear. It'll be a lot easier if you do it that way, especially if this is your first time. And it's just standard anti-clockwise to open it. Also, another tip worth mentioning, if you're working on a particularly older vehicle, or if you're from a country where they salt the roads, you might find that the crank pulley bolt will be kind of rusted in there, so it is preferable to spray some lubricant in there. Spray a lot, just put it all over inside, spray it everywhere inside, and preferably if you can do this on a daily basis, so at least do this a couple of days prior to you doing the job, it will make your life a whole lot easier. But generally speaking, if it's a newer vehicle, then it's not a massive problem. They are, and they're tight. They're tight. The torque spec's quite high, so they do take a bit of force to open. Yeah, if you just hold the brake. And put the car in third gear.
Third?
Yeah, third or fourth. Yeah, and hold the brake.
Yeah.
So you'll notice it's turning. That's just the clutch springs taking up the slack. So you're going to keep going until it locks. Yeah. So when you remove the bolt, so you can go ahead now and remove your AC bolt and your alternator bolt. So this is a stretch fit bolt, so this will have to be cut off to be removed, and then you can pull off your